Hey everybody, how we doing? He called right before, so I want to make sure I get this name right. So appreciate that, thank you. Guys, thanks for coming out. Julie, thanks for having me. Melrose Knights of Columbus, good setup, thanks for having us. You guys doing okay? Hey, having fun? It's been, I can see, you know, back half of winter. It's hard, it's cold, it's a tough year for everybody. Honestly, you guys don't look great, but well, it's okay. Yeah, tough year for everybody. Listen, crazy things are happening. Planes are falling out of the sky. There was a terrorist attack New Year's. I'm pretty sure you all forgot about that already. Crazy. Listen, when you look at all the bad news and all the bad things happening and how chaotic it can be, you sit back and you think, you know what? Belichick and his girlfriend aren't the worst thing happening. Yeah, look, I know some of you are jealous. I'm jealous. Yeah. He's an old man, but you know what? I know what you thought the first time you saw it. You said, wow, Belichick's daughter doesn't look too bad. And no, his daughter's 41, coaching at Holy Cross. Yeah, his girlfriend, barring some life choices, could have been graduating from Holy Cross this year. So yeah, they're enjoying it. They're having a good time. I don't like to judge, but that is not his daughter. They are a couple. Very uncomfortable for the rest of us. And when Belichick was asked like what really enticed him, obviously he's a great mind, so he had to come up with a good answer. He goes, you know, we have a lot of deep philosophical questions, and you think, what, she go to Harvard or something? No, she went to Bridgewater State. And I'm not hating on Bridgewater State. No, that's exactly what I'm doing. How good is that philosophy department? I swear to God, it can't be that good. And, you know, I'm going to take his word for it. I'm going to believe that they have deep conversations. And Jordan is 24, right? And that's her name, by the way. It's not Gold Digger, like most of you call me. It's Jordan. And Jordan's 24, and I'm 24. She's a good-looking girl. But I look at that relationship and I go, who am I supposed to be jealous in this situation? Because she's 24. That's 8-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick right there. What side of the relationship should I be on? I'd rather be on either, and I think you all would too. But listen, right? She says they talk about strategy, and they talk about game planning. I do that now with my friends who are poor. So why would I want to do that with him? Anyway, leave them alone, they're good people. But things are good right now. Not everything's good though, because recently my cousins, 2 different pairs, had kids within a month of each other, right? And I can't go on Facebook anymore. They, every time, different video, right? You've seen this from your friends. The minute they have a kid, they're Martin Scorsese, and every video's new Goodfellas for some reason, right? They think they're movie directors with what they're putting out there. Listen, I know the story, you know the story. Camera's right in their kid's face. Oh, look, that kid's screaming into the mic, saying nothing. Oh, he's singing, look. Oh. Yeah, you see a kid, another video, right? Throwing a duster of a football in the air. Oh my God, he's like a little Tom Brady. Look at him go. So, I'm over at my cousin's house. She's got her camera out. She's, David, get in here. All right, why? What's going on? I run in, they're in the bathroom. He's swimming. Oh, look, he's swimming. It's like he's a little Michael Phelps. Okay, all right, well, listen. So I walked over and I dunked him in the tub and I said, look, he's drowning. He's like a little Whitney Houston. Shout out Whitney Houston for drowning in a bathtub. It took me an hour to find one celebrity. Yeah, we're all having a good time, right? Everybody drinking. Listen, I got one more for you before I go. So, family's important, as you can tell from the way I feel about the kids. My mom's here tonight. Shout out Mom. My mom had a stroke about a year and a half ago. And if you've never been a part of that, it's not as bad as it might seem, but it's not good either. So I'll describe the night for you, because I remember like it was yesterday. We were both sitting at the kitchen table. We got up. Dinner was basically over. And my mom says, listen, go switch the laundry over. Everybody hears these chores. You get called out. Just go do this, go do that. And if you don't do it, your parents, they rip you a new one. And at that point, I was on like 50 new ones. So I said, all right, I'm going to go do it. And all of a sudden, I hear a crash on the floor. And we turn around, and me and my dad are looking at her, and she's just staring off and just dead-eyeing us. Me and my dad look at each other and go, which one of us said something stupid there? And, she stared like that for about 2 minutes, and nothing changed. And I said, give her 1 more minute. She might just be winding up. But she wasn't. Nothing changed. So we're like, all right, we got to figure out something here to do. And my sister, my mom works at Winchester Hospital. My sister works there, too. So she was working that night. My dad said, give them a call, please. All right, so I called my sister up, and I said, this is what's happening. She passed it to someone who I guess was more qualified. And she said, all right, I'm talking to a nurse. Yeah, this and that, and okay, all right. It sounds like she's having a stroke. Listen, don't bring her to Winchester Hospital. Bring her to Leahy. They're more akin to that or whatever. I say that to my dad, say, they want us to go to Leahy. And my dad looks at me and goes, nah, we're going to Winchester.
Don't go to Leahy.
You ever ask for medical advice, get it from a professional, and then just say, no, I'm all set? My point being here is we never really recovered from COVID. So we're driving all the way over there, we get her in the room, and she gets her CAT scan, and they give her basically a medicine that busts clots when you get recognized as you're having a stroke, and there's a clot, which a really big one in the back of her head. So she gets all that done, and they wheel the doctor in because no doctors come to your rooms anymore. They put them on FaceTime and a big TV screen, and they're face-to-face, and my mom's not even talking at that point. The doctor goes, wow, this was a big clot. Like, thanks for really sugarcoating that one, doc. And the nurse tries to be a little more hopeful and says, hey, everybody can recover with a lot of work. Things can be done. And the doctor speaks back, I don't know, it's pretty big. So I'm like, okay, well, what's the next step here, doc? It's like, okay, we gotta get her late, because they have a neuro department there, she'll be better off. They put her in the ambulance, but right before they go, they say, hey, she needs to be on blood thinners the rest of her life. She needs to be on that medication. It will keep her from having clots. She has AFib, that was part of the cause. And they said because of that, she needs to be on blood thinners. So, okay, we get her in the truck. In the ambulance, my dad says, listen, we have to go home first. Well, what the hell? Mom's going to the hospital. What do we have to go home first? He goes, I forgot to take my blood thinners. Like, okay, all right, let's go home. So we rip home. Now, we left 5 minutes after the ambulance. We sit down, got to the house. We're in there for 5 to 10 minutes. Went to Leahy. It took another 5 minutes. We get there. We start walking in. An ambulance pulls up right behind us. We're like, oh, well, okay, this is just where they drop them off. And they're like, isn't that Mom? It took us 25 minutes to get over here. How the fuck did we beat the ambulance? So we get her in, and the doctor's talking, and they say, listen, she's going to be all right. She's going to make a full recovery. But it was because of you guys. It was because you took her and got her right to the hospital in such a small amount of time. And don't clap. Listen, we got to do these things. Family, right? And my mom looks at me and she says, thank you. Without you, I would either not be talking, I'd be a vegetable. So because of you, you saved my life. And I said, Mom, I never switched over that laundry. You guys are a great crowd. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
But I'm actually sneaking in and then coming back, but I'm so happy to be bringing out this next comedian. Her name is Amy T, and she's just, well, she's funny, she's delightful, you gotta love her. That's all I'm gonna say. Amy T, let's go.
Walk out with us. So why does Chris walk over? is very exciting. Thank you so much for coming out. Wow. Looks like Melrose kind of cares. I like it. I just want to kind of get a temperature of the room. Like, where are we at in the color wheel here? Are we like beet red, like no pronouns, pro-choice, praise be? Or are we a little striped? We're candy striped. Like little red and white stripes? Okay. No? Hot pink. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys are going to send me to the colonies. Yeah, right? Look at me. That's where I'm going, right? Maybe not. No, I try to get the temperature of the room now on my stages to see where I'm at. I get asked a lot right now, it's very trendy, you know, like, ABT, how do you identify? I'm like, oh, I'm a comedian. Like, no, how do you identify in your community? And I'm like, I don't know, like, I'm Generation X, I'm old, I'm angry, pick a fucking letter, I don't care. I don't care. Christ almighty, like when I came out 30 years ago, you know, we had the LGBT community and it just stopped. Every year that I've been out, we keep adding on letters. Now we have half the damn alphabet. The only letters that we don't have are the S or H for straights and heterosexuals, so I don't know why you just don't join our side of the alphabet. All the rest of you have is shh. That's what I want some of them to do in this country. I want them to shh. Because I don't know if you know this, but not all parts of the country like the queers. I know, it's shocking to me too. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not welcome back at a NASCAR bar in North Carolina, and I'm okay with that. The feeling is mutual. How do I identify? You know, they just passed that don't say gay bill in Florida. Like, you can't say gay in Florida. Yeah, fuck Florida. And yeah, here's my thing. I don't want to visit Florida anyways, because that's where my mom lives. So, my agent called me this past summer, and he's like, ABT, I got a great gig for you. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, it's on a waterfront resort in the White Mountains. I'm like, ooh, that sounds nice. He's like, yep, they're going to give you a room. You can spend the weekend. You're going to love it. I'm like, amazing. I get all the information via email, and it was in Claremont, New Hampshire.
Oh.
So some of you know where Claremont, New Hampshire is. I had absolutely no idea where Claremont, New Hampshire is. And from where I live, it's far. It's really far. Matter of fact, just when I thought I was almost there, it was another 100 miles past that. Deep in the red state, right? And so the GPS takes me down this dirt road. It tells me to take a left. I'm going down this dirt road. Again, Claremont, New Hampshire is not on a waterfront resort in the White Mountains. Yeah, it was a trailer park on a pond. And I don't even think it was a pond. I just think it rained a lot that week. I was in a really trashy campground. Well played, Mr. Booker. Well played. Now, I'm on stage, right? Like, it wasn't even a stage, it was a bed of pallets. Because I think they were going to use it for the bonfire at the end of the season or whatever. So I'm on stage, and I'm trying to get a gauge of the audience a little bit, right? And I did the little LGBTQ, and the guy in the audience yells at me. He goes, "You carpet muncher!" And who says that in the 21st century? First of all, carpet muncher. I didn't even know what to do. I just looked him dead in the eyes. I was like, at best, I clean a hardwood floor. Maybe a small area rug, but a whole carpet? Figured I'd dip my toes in and see how far I could go. How do I identify? I don't even know how I identify, to be honest with you. You know, like when I came out 30 years ago, I would have been considered a butch lesbian or a dyke, right? And that's a word I can say. Unless some of you are in here, you can, but you can't say it if you're not, you know. But butch lesbian, that doesn't fit for me, right? Like, I don't like camping, I don't like sports, and I don't own flannel. So that doesn't fit for me. Stereotypically, I know I look like I should like the Patriots, but I don't. Like, I just don't like sports. And it gets awkward, like on a Sunday morning if I'm at the grocery store and I'm putting all my snacks on the belt and the clerk will be trying to have a conversation with me. They're like, oh, you're getting ready for the big game? No, they're not. This is Sunday afternoon at my house. Apparently, I'm always halftime ready. How I identify? I don't know. I don't know how I identify. You know, like I bought this entire suit at the men's section at Macy's. Yeah, if I had to look around at some of the men in this audience, I don't feel like you're gonna wear this outfit. So I don't know if I shop at the gay men's section at Macy's. I was at my show a couple of weekends ago, and a guy in the audience told me I looked like a leftover member from the Backstreet Boys. I said, tell me why. He didn't even get it. He didn't even get it. Yeah, he just doubles down. He's going, well, look at your haircut and the way you're dressed. I want it that way. Go all night, sir. And you know, I don't want to identify as a man. I don't want to identify as a man unless I go get my hair cut. Because if I call the salon and I say my name is Amy, my haircut's $90. If I call the salon and I say my name is Andy, $25. Same shit here. Just trying to pay 70 cents on the dollar. I don't know how I identify. Honestly, at this point in my life, I'm middle-aged with a muffin top. I identify as a lowercase b. That's how I identify. About a year ago, I had a bilateral mastectomy for breast cancer prevention. And when I returned to work, one of my older colleagues called me over and she's like, Amy T, she's whispering to me. It's only her and I in the room. She's like, Amy T, can I ask you a question? I was like, sure. She's like, does that mean you're non-binary now? I said, Jesus, Joyce, it means I'm not going to get cancer. That's all it means. I've decided, you know, I self-identify now as a grumpy old man. That's how I identify. I am a grumpy old man, honestly. I turned 49 a few months ago. I got hearing aids last summer, and now I'm embracing the grumpy old manness. Like every night I make warm pudding. Every night, and I walk around my yard in my boxer shorts with my thigh-high compression stocking to manage my lymphedema, yelling at delivery drivers to get off my lawn. I'm so grumpy. And since the mastectomy, it's anybody's guess if I'm wearing a t-shirt when I go to the mailbox anymore, because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. And even when I had boobs, they were smaller than the guy that lived across the street, so I feel like I'm okay. I'm such an old man. I'm such a grumpy old man now. I got hearing aids last summer. I think that was like the nail in my coffin that I knew I was getting old. And I was like, I didn't even know, like, the old age just kind of like snuck up on me. Like, let's be honest, I'm halfway to dead. And, oh yeah, do the math, 98, not gonna happen. And no, I don't. I've decided, it is well documented that I want to tap out at 80. I think 80 is gonna be a good round age for me, right? Like I could still run for president if I wanted to. But 80 is a good round age for me, you know? But I don't know, it like just snuck up on me. Like during the pandemic, I was doing like a lot of do-it-yourself projects around my house, right? And I get out of the shower, and I think I still have white paint in my hair. It's not, it's attached, it's still there. And I pride myself on expensive cologne. Like I like to smell nice all the time, and now I'm self-conscious, like I smell like wintergreen and Bengay, you know, like Russell Rudd. Like I won't even eat a wintergreen Lifesaver anymore because I'm so self-conscious. People think I smell like Bengay. Grumpy old man. I got new hearing aids last summer, and I've always been hard of hearing, but like I used to be able to like read your lips enough to get the gist of a story. You know what I mean? Like you know, or like I would mirror your reactions. So if you were excited telling me a story, I would get excited, and if you were sad, I would be sad. But half the time I didn't give a shit what you were telling me, so I didn't care if I heard you enough, you know. But my wife and I, we were working out in the yard last summer, and she called for help, and I didn't hear her. So later that night, we come in the house, and she's like, you unlocked a fear in me that I didn't know I had. And I'm like, what's the matter? She's like, calling for help and nobody being there to rescue me. I'm like, ooh, that one hurt a little bit, you know? So the next day I called, made an appointment. I pick up my hearing aids, and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, I had absolutely no idea how much I was missing whatsoever. Like, they're all Bluetooth, so they're hooked up to my phone and my television and stuff. And most of you don't know her, but you have absolutely no idea how much my wife talks. I had no idea how much she talked. All these years, I thought she was calling me charming. She's been saying challenging for the last decade. I love being married. I love being married. We just celebrated our 11-year wedding anniversary about a month ago. Thank you very much. I appreciate the applause because this is my third marriage. And in defense of me, I married and divorced the same woman twice. Hand to God. Yeah, well, after a couple martinis, you fall back in love again. This is which is why I'm 15 years sober, because that shit was getting expensive. Give her the house, then you take it back. Then you give her the house, then you take it back. I just told you I do comedy in campgrounds. She gave me the house, then she took it back. She gave me the house, and then she took it with her. That's how that went. I joke all the time about being married 3 times, but honest to God, the sun rises and sets. Like, I know I got it right this time. Like, the sun absolutely rises and sets on her. Like, I absolutely adore her, and I tell her all the time that I feel like the universe tailor-made her and hand-delivered her to me. I know, it's a good line. It's a great line. I know. Some of you guys should put that one in your back pocket, because it's a really good one. Like, you know, if you find yourself single again, you could use it. Like, you can't use it tonight. Then it'll get awkward. She'll be thinking about me, and it's just weird. But this is how I know that I met the right woman, right? Second date, I found out my wife was a psych nurse. I know. Listen to me, I have a mental health condition and substance use disorder. I'm dual diagnosis. So second date, I moved her in, adopted her cat, put her on my phone plan, and changed it to a radiator. I'm like, you're going nowhere. This is in-home care without the copay. Love being married. We celebrated our wedding anniversary on Martin Luther King Day. So yeah, it was a very important date for me to get married on. I really did. I thought it was a great way to celebrate our civil rights. And then I thought it was also a great way to honor all the black men that she had dated before me. Mostly it was a Monday and it was way cheaper and that was Do you love being married? I love being married. It's very, very unique being married to a psych nurse when you are the one with the mental health condition. You know what I mean? Because she can say things to me out in the world that I can't get away with saying. Like if I piss her off, she'd be like, you better watch it, I'm going to stab you with a stiletto. I went out in the world and told any one of you I was going to stab you with a stiletto, they would put me in restraints. My wife has a key to those restraints. She passively aggressively lets me know that she's the boss. And I don't even know if it's passive aggressive. I think it's aggressively lets me know that she's the boss. Because every night we play Wordle together. That's our thing. We play Wordle together on opposite sides of the couch and on separate tablets so she can't cheat. And my 3 starting Wordle words that I'll cycle through are laugh, dream, or humor. My wife's 3 words, crime, shank, or death. So, I do love being married. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder about 15 years ago, and if you're not familiar, it's a mood disorder. And you cycle through episodes of depression and mania. Now, depression, I think we all know what that looks like, but mania is a lot harder to describe. And before I got sober, my manic episodes, I'd be very reckless, I was self-medicating, I was promiscuous. Like, all of you should be glad I'm a lesbian, because I would have a shit ton of kids across this country that would have taken care of me. But now that I'm sober, my manic episodes look a lot different. Like, I love shopping, I have a fetish for Cole Haan shoes, like I have to have every single one, every single color, every single collection. I get very hyper-focused on my hobbies, and now my new addiction is gambling. Yeah. Where's my scratch ticket, people? Woo! Oh, finally. Because it's an $800 billion industry a year, and I knew I wasn't the only one fixing the roads here in Melrose. So that's good. I love the scratch tickets. I do, and I could give a shit and care less when I lose on a scratch ticket. Because as a comic, you get paid in cash a lot. So if I lose on a scratch ticket, that's how I feel like I'm paying my state income tax. So I don't care. My wife got in my car recently, and she was completely disgusted by me. I'm like, "What's the matter with you?" She's like, "I can't believe you started smoking again." And it wasn't. It was all scratch ticket dust. To start smoking again to cover up the scratch ticket dust. This whole thing in my house. But I've been in recovery for the last 15 years. I've been sober for the last 15 years. And I was thinking about it recently. I'm like, Jesus, bipolar diagnosis doesn't really fit for me. It didn't really make sense. It made sense at the time during my active addiction or whatever. So recently, about 6 months ago, I was recently diagnosed with autism. And let me just tell you, and that fits a lot more. Like, let me just tell you, being diagnosed with autism at 48 years old is very freeing and validating. Right? Like, because I can just zoom out, look at my life over the last 40 years and just be like, I'm not an asshole, I'm autistic. And I'm not saying autistic people are assholes, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm not an asshole, I'm autistic. But I know things about myself now, you know, and people are asking me, like, MET, how did you not know? How did you not know you were autistic? And I'm like, I didn't, you know, and I called my mom about it, and I was like, you know, is there any signs? She's like, you know, when you were 6, they wanted you to bump you up to the 3rd grade because you were really good at math. Like, I'm the Rain Man autism, right? Like, fortunately for me, I didn't get the involuntary hand salute autistic, so that's good. I'm going to tease politics throughout this just to see where you're at. But so that's good, I didn't get that. But I got like Rain Man autism, you know what I mean? Like pattern recognition, amazing at it. You should see me at Christmas when the Hallmark Christmas movies come out. I know exactly what's going to happen every single time. It's so good. But I love numbers and math, you know? Like, I'm never going to forget your birthday or your social security number. People are like, how did you not know, MET? I'm like, well, you know, there was some signs, actually. You know, for the last decade, my wife had a cute little pet name for me. She would call me Bergs all the time, which was short for Asperger's. And then, of course, TikTok taught me that I was autistic as well. But all this time, I just thought it was my quirky Virgo personality with my Leo moon rising, you know? But sensory things are a big thing for me. Like, I have like a palate of a toddler, and so food is a huge thing for me. And people always want to get me to try new foods, and I don't want to. Like, I know what I like, you know? And avocado is a big one. Avocado, everybody always wants me to try avocado, and I can tell you right now, I can look at an avocado and it's never going to touch my lips. It's green and slimy, like, no, it's not going to touch me. No. Like, MET, I'm telling you, you got to try avocado, it's going to change your life. I'm like, no, winning on the scratch ticket, that's going to change my life. Not guacamole. I'm like, I can't try avocado, I'm allergic. And they're like, really, what happens? I'm like, anger and disgust. Now leave me alone about the avocado. Sensory things are a big thing for me. Like, my wife and I, like, we have a really difficult time sleeping together. And I don't mean intimately, because we've been together for 15 years and we're middle-aged, so we don't do that anyways. I mean, I literally have a hard time sleeping together because we couldn't be any more opposite. You know what I mean? Like, she likes to have the ceiling fan on, the air conditioner, she got a side table fan for her hot flashes. And like, I don't want any of it. Like, it's 11 fucking degrees. I don't want the air conditioner on, you know? And she's gotta have all that. And she's gotta, like, I want the sheets tucked in. She wants them untucked, you know. And she just recently introduced a little toy in our bedroom that's a lot of fun for her, and it's a weighted blanket. What the fuck is that? It's like a 30-pound paperweight that you're trying to like pull my back on. I hate this thing, and I hate the weighted blanket. I hate everything about this fucking thing. I don't want to make the bed with it on. Like, I hate it, you know. And I've discovered that, like, as a psych nurse, like, she has like subtle ways that I think that she's gonna kill me. And, like, I think she's gonna kill me with the heating pad. I have this, because she never unplugs the heating pad, and I'm afraid it's going to catch fire. And I think that's her plan. She wants it to catch fire. I'm going to be sizzling in the bed like bacon. She's just going to watch me, and then she's going to throw the fucking weighted blanket on me and smother me. That's what's going to happen. Oscillating fan. I can't do an oscillating oscillating fan, that would just activate my autism like that. Because if you think about an oscillating fan, you can just see it coming. And then it hits you, and then it just goes by. And then you're just sitting on the couch all angry and intense, just waiting for it to come back. But now I'm like embracing it, like I'm unapologetic autism now. Like now that I recognize that, like I don't think the same way as other people. Like I now every conversation that I have, like sometimes like I try very hard to like soften how I'm going to say something if I think you're an idiot. So, right, because I know my critical thinking and common sense is off the charts. And so when you're talking to someone that doesn't have a lot of common sense, it's hard. Like I missed the pandemic because I missed the masks. Like I loved wearing the mask. I really did, because I have a very expressive face. And if you're talking to me and I think you're an idiot, it would show on my face. But when we were wearing the mask, no idea. And with my Botox, my eyebrows don't move, so you have absolutely no idea that I thought you were an idiot, you know? So now, like, I start every conversation with, like, I say this with love when I'm asking you, why do you think you did it that way? That's a good one. I use that with my wife all the time. Why do you think you did it that way? And that means you did it wrong. That's how you translate autism, Amy. My brain, it just doesn't think things like the same way. And I think about things like, why in 2025 have we not invented peanut butter, a peanut butter jar, like deodorant, so I can twist it from the bottom and it'll just rise to the top? Brilliant. I don't know why I'm here and not on Shark Tank right now, because it's brilliant, right? It's so good. Because you imagine like every single time you open up a peanut butter jar, it was brand new. It's fucking amazing, right? People are like, no, AT, capitalism, we wouldn't buy as much. I'm like, bullshit, I'd buy more peanut butter, because once I get past my knuckles, I don't touch peanut butter again, because I don't want it on my hands ever, right? Just sit in my cabinet for 3 years, I don't give a shit, I don't want to touch it. Imagine, it was brand new every single time you opened it, not a big gouge with knife, toast crumbs and jelly in it, no. Moms across America would think I was a hero. Thanks.
I love that idea.
It's such a good idea. Such a good idea. I know. And it wouldn't take that much to do. It'd be like a little push pop and scrape all the way up. We'd have no peanut butter waste.
Pristine peanut butter.
Yes.
Right there with you.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, I love my wife, but she's messy in the peanut butter. Like, no, yeah, like the jelly, like there's raspberry jelly in our peanut butter right now. I promise you there is. I know there is. Not because I'll eat it, because it's past my knuckles, but communication is a fun thing in my house. And so things that I think that are common sense, I have a hard time like rationalizing. And a couple of weeks ago, I was coming home from a show, and there was a big yellow Post-it note on the microwave, and it said, "Don't turn on the microwave, muffin tin inside." And I'm looking at this Post-it note for a second, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that one in my back pocket. I feel like I'm going to need that someday. So the next morning, my wife gets up, and she's like, did you see the Post-it note on the microwave? And I goes, I did. She's like, all right, good. I'm like, why did you put the Post-it note on the microwave? She's like, well, I didn't want you to turn on the microwave. I said, I understand that. I go, but you realize if I was going to turn on the microwave, that means I was hungry. That means I'd have to open the door, see. I heard somebody laugh, like you're all on it, right? Like, yeah, obviously I'm going to see the muffin tin. She's like, well, sometimes, she's like, I didn't want you to use the microwave. I go, I understand that. I'm like, but why? She's like, well, sometimes you'll walk around the house and time your sets. I'm like, with the microwave? She's like, I don't know what you do. I just didn't want you to burn down the house. You didn't want me to burn down the house. I didn't put the muffin tin in the microwave. Don't put that shit on me. I love being married. My wife is a psych nurse practitioner, so she can prescribe meds, which is very cool, right? She's almost like a doctor, kind of. And it's fascinating to me because I don't know how she got that license. Do you know, like, we've owned an electric car for almost 5 years now. And 3 to 4 times a week, she tries to drive out of the parking lot with it still plugged in. I'll get an alert on my phone 3 or 4 times a week, like, oh, car's still plugged in, like, you need to unplug the car before you drive away. She's in charge of, like, prescribing controlled substances. Do you understand? Scary. And the Post-it on the microwave, right? And, I guess you put Post-it on the fucking car. And then I tried to figure out, like, why? How do you do that, right? Because this is how, the way she has to park, literally to get into the driver's side door, she steps over the cord to get into the car. Every time. She's crazy. I love her. She's so crazy. I quit my job about 6 months ago, so I've been on fun employment all the time. Yeah, like this is my fun employment office Christmas party, like every weekend. And she's constantly telling me that I have too much free time on my hands. And she's like, you got a lot of free time on your hands. And like, she has absolutely no idea how long it takes in the day to do nothing. Like, honestly, by the time I make coffee and watch Good Morning America, my day is shot. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I can do. And then she got me a portable ice maker for Christmas, and I'm obsessed. It's like sits on the counter, right? I'm obsessed with this ice maker. It makes 9 ice cubes every 6 minutes. So every 36 minutes, I gotta empty the ice tray. So if I make ice for the day, that's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's a full day's worth of work, you know? Somebody asked me to come, like, fill in for a show last Thursday. I was like, oh shit, I just started ice. I gotta get in the house. You got too much free time on your hands. That's what she tells me all the time. So she told me I had too much free time on my hands, and now, since my wife and I have been together, like she's never had to put gas in her car. Like I go do the gas in her car, and I appreciate that. I think honestly, the last time she put gas in her car, gas was like $1.79 a gallon. Like that's literally, it's my thing. That's what I like to do. But every weekend, you know, every Saturday morning, I go to BJ's. And we go to get gas, and I don't understand. And do you have the BJ's around here? Like I would use the one, right? So I don't know what happens at BJ's, but when they pull into the BJ's gas station, everybody goes to the first 2 pumps, and then it'll back up into the parking lot, and it makes me insane. Because if you just turned your head to the left, there's 10 fucking empty pumps over there. We could all we could all get gas at the same time. It makes me insane. So I started getting out and directing traffic, and she's like, "What is wrong with you? Like, just wait." I'm like, "No, this makes no sense, right? Like, it's the tism. I think it's a little touch of the tism that makes me not understand why people can't see that all these empty pumps over here, right?" So fine, you think I have all this free time? So 3 times a week, I'm the BJ's gas attendant, parking attendant, directing traffic. I got myself a green vest, and I just direct traffic. Like, hey, there's no. And at first, I thought it was just the one in my hometown, up in Merrimack Valley. So I started going around to the one in Seabrook and Woodwood, all the same thing. So now Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I go to the one in Bradford. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I go to Woodwood. And then every other Saturday and Sunday, I go to Seabrook, because I don't know if you've ever been to Seabrook, but nobody wants to do that. I'm doing the Lord's work, is what I'm doing. Right? Like I drive an electric car. I don't even need to be there. You know what I mean? All heroes wear capes. That's all I say. Now that she tells me I have all this free time, like her hobbies have now become my chores, and I don't want these jobs. Like I don't want these jobs. I don't. Like her hobbies are birds and plants. Is that what happens when you turn middle age? Because I used to be really cool. I traveled this country doing comedy. I got laid all the time, and now I know what a tufted titmouse is and a monstera, and I don't want to. She doesn't stop talking about it either. Oh my God! Like I know how to propagate a plant. I don't want to know how to propagate a plant, but she doesn't fucking stop talking about propagating plants. And I have every windowsill in my house is a propagation station. So and there's been the birds. The last few years have been the birds. Oh my God, it's all about the birds. So we became bird nerds in the last few years. And I say we, because suddenly my wife speaks French and everything is we. Which quickly translates into wah, wah, wah. I gotta put the 50-pound bag of birdseed in the bucket because it's too heavy, you know. So I put up all these feeders around the yard, you know, and sometimes we'll go out on the deck and we'll have coffee, and I tease her all the time. I'm like, honey, look at the Crips and Bloods are in our neighborhood. And she gets so mad. She gets so mad. She's like, those are Blue Jays and Cardinals. The game wasn't real in the Merrimack Valley, so I can't fall there. She's got an app on her phone, and and she'll walk around the front yard and she'll Shazam the air. And the app will tell her what bird is singing in the yard. And she will get so excited. She'll be like, honey, there's an American goldfinch singing in the yard. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I see? I see a giant cuckoo bird walking around the front lawn with a cell phone in the air. That's what I see. And everybody knows birds aren't real. They're government drones. All about the birds. Oh my God, it's all about the birds. I put up all these feeders around the yard, right? Now, I'm 5'7", my wife is 5'2". Not a huge height difference, but it is when she goes to feed the birds, she can't reach it, right? And I know what you're thinking, you're like, Amy T, just lower the feeders. And we tried that. Do you know how many times I've hit my head on a fucking bird feeder when I've been mowing the lawn and I get like a cup of sunflower seed going down the back of the day? And so we have all these, so now she wants me to have these, this is my new chores. I gotta take care of the birds. And we have like 5 or 7 bird baths all around the yard. And she's like, you gotta wash and scrub the bird baths now. What do you mean I gotta wash and scrub the bird baths? And like the rain just come and fill the bird bath. She's like, no, you gotta scrub them out. And make sure that you put the solar fountain in there because they like fresh circulating water. What? What bird flew in the yard while you were out there, watering the plants one day and was like, hey, could you put a fountain in the bird bath over there? Because we don't want stagnant water. No, they didn't. So how do you know that we need fresh circulated water in the bird baths? So every Friday I'm out scrubbing the bird baths, feeding the birds. Now she's got me into it now, and I don't like it. I've turned a corner, and now I'm like a human scarecrow. Nothing makes me angrier than a gackle at my bird feeder that I just filled up for the bluebirds. I just tell you, I'm banging on the window. Now you know what I do. Like I've gotten lazy because I don't work and I'm lazy. I sit on the couch watching Good Morning America and I throw dog toys at the window so the bird will get off. And then I broke something on the windowsill that she didn't know about it. Because she warned me, she's like, you're gonna break that? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And then I did. She's gonna go home tonight. She's here tonight, so she's gonna go home and see what I broke. She's fun. She's not the greatest gift giver. I know, it was a good segue. I don't want to sound like a spoiled, rotten, only child brat, but my wife likes to give me gifts that she wants for my celebrations. Like somehow I always end up with like a sweater that looks fabulous on her, or a piece of jewelry she's been eyeing on Etsy, goes in my Christmas stocking or whatever. And so for our anniversary, she got us a couples massage. Now, I'm not a huge fan of massage, like I really don't like people that close to me and touching me, but I knew the gift was meant in love, so I decided to go. And it wasn't an ordinary couples massage either, it was a couples Thai massage. And, oh, I heard someone say, now listen, I'm not well-versed in massage terminology, so when I heard Thai massage, all I could picture was like a seedy strip mall and Robert Kraft. I was getting spicy for her anniversary. I was not in a seedy strip mall, it was in a beautiful salon. But I have a hard time, like massage is weird to me, right? Like when you go in there, you check into the front desk, the person leads you back to the room, you get naked, you go face down, a person you've never seen before in your entire life comes and touches you for an hour and a half, they leave, you get dressed, and you've never seen them ever. Like it's weird, massage is weird. And I'm very self-conscious about my body. Like I have tattoos all over my body that, they tell a story. Like I have, paw prints from dead dogs of years past. And when I was 19, I got my first tattoo. I got a tramp stamp. I know, I made good decisions. And my tramp stamp is the upside down triangle, right, the gay symbol, colored in with the rainbow colors, and then in the middle of that is the woman symbol. Because I was loud and proud and obvious is what was happening. Which I didn't realize, like 30 years later, it was going to help me, because I already tattooed myself to send myself to the colonies, which is great. Like, oh, I'll be in line, I'll be like, Paul, she's already got the tattoo. Go to the left. Or it helps me out now too, right? Like if I ever got hit by a car and they're just like looking at me, because I get called, like I use she, her pronouns, but I get called sir all the time. Like I just want you to be kind, But like if I ever got hit by a car and they're looking at me like, I don't know what it is, they could just flip me over and be like, oh, it's a gay girl. Okay. Or if somebody wants to question me, like what bathroom I'm supposed to be, I can just drop trowel and be like, I'm allowed to be here. It says it right here. I'm allowed to. So I get very self-conscious, And when my ex-wife and I were together, we got matching green olive tattoos on our ass for all of you. I know. This is so gay. I know. And when we broke up, my ex-wife called me up. She's like, Amy T, I'm turning my olive into a martini glass. I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea, right? So she's got a little martini on her ass. But now I'm sober, I can't do that. right? But I was sober and single at the time. So I got a good idea that I thought I would put a frilly toothpick through my olive, and then I had a stripper hanging off of that, like a pinup girl. So like a naked woman on my ass. And at the time that I got the tattoo, I was dating a girl with blonde hair, so I had the tattoo man put blonde hair on the woman, and because we're going to be in love forever, and that's going to be her. Right? Then a few months later, we broke up, and I started dating a girl with brown hair, so I went back to tattoo man. I was like, hey, you got to change the color of her hair because I'm in love with this woman, and she's got brown hair. And then we broke up. And a few months later, I was dating a woman with black hair, and I went back to tattoo man. I was like, hey, I'm dating a new woman. She's got black hair, and we're in love. This is forever, so I need you to color the hair back in. And he said, okay. And then now I married my wife, and she's a ginger, and there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so I'm a naked woman on a toothpick, dancing on an olive on my ass forever. And the massage people see that, and it's weird to me. So we go for this Thai massage, and now, again, I'm not well-versed in massage terminology, so when I heard this Thai massage, I was like, I don't even know what to expect, right? So when we get into the room, there's all these straps hanging from the ceiling, and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh wow, did they turn this into a dance studio at night? Like I don't even know what's happening, right? So the woman comes in, here's a couple of things that went wrong here, right? The first one being I wasn't wearing my hearing aids, and the second one being, at this point in my life, I have not learned how to listen in an Asian accent yet. That one's on me, I own that one, right? But I somehow agreed to some sort of ancient Asian torture. Now, I don't want you to take this as a racist comment. It's not a racist comment, it's just my worldview. Like, I have not spent a lot of time around Asian people to pick up on the accent, and sometimes it can be really thick and difficult to understand, right? Like, I don't go to the restaurants because I don't like the food, so I'm not able to have that conversation to pick up on the accent. None of my friends are doctors, so I don't have the conversation there, you know? And even if I go get a pedicure, the most that happens is they point to the wall and point to the chair. That's the end of the conversation, right? Like, I mean, I know some words, like no substitutions and pick a color, like I know those words, you know? Now, Indian accent, completely different, because I spend all my time in the convenience store scratching tickets, right? So, again, not racist, just my worldview. Like, I'm basically fluent in Hindi at this point in my life. Like, in my convenience store man, Kevin, his whole family, the Patel family, owns like 11 convenience stores in my town. Like, I'm basically one of the family. They invited me to Diwali this year. Like, so I'm just giving you an idea of my worldview, right? So the woman comes in, she mumbles something to me. The next thing I know, she starts washing my feet. I'm like, oh, that feels nice, you know? Within a blink of an eye, she jumps up on the table, jumps up on my back. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just washed my feet. How do I know your feet are clean? And for the next 90 minutes, it was like having a 130-pound spider monkey doing river dance up and down my back. I have never been in so much pain in my entire life. Like, they twist and contort your body in ways that it should never go. Like, at no point in time should my ankle ever touch my ear, ever. I'll give you an idea of what it felt like. Have you ever had somebody standing on your back while they're using your legs as an elliptical? You ever had that happen? Like, it's different if you're laying on your back and someone's using your legs as an elliptical. Like, that's a lot more fun and different hip flexors. Something like that. This fucking hurt. Right? We get home, and we're driving home, and my wife is like, honey, she was talking to you the entire time. I said, I was unconscious. I was in so much pain that I just held my breath and blacked out. Like, please stop buying me gifts. I don't want anything anymore. I'm middle-aged, for Christ's sake. Shouldn't we be getting, like, the water heater or the furnace for my anniversary at this point in my life? Love her. I do love her a lot. The other day, oh my God, birds, right? We're going back to the birds. The other day, I see her feeding the birds out on the deck where I was watching TV through the bay window. Now, apparently, if you cook bird food with cayenne pepper, the squirrels won't eat it, right? But the birds, they don't have an enzyme in their mouth, so they don't feel it, right? Like, see how much she doesn't stop talking about birds, that she can know the cayenne pepper and enzymes and shit, right? So she's out on the deck, she's putting the cayenne pepper in the bird food, and a gust of wind came and blew back in her face. That's how I reacted. I laughed. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. I really did. And she came running in the house and she's like, did you see what happened? And she's wiping the cayenne pepper from my eyes. I was like, I did not. She's like, the cayenne pepper blew in my face. I'm like, oh, what do I I do in a situation like that? I don't know if I pour milk on your face, like what happened? I don't even know what to do. The only thing I was mad at is I didn't like grab my cell phone fast enough so I could make like an Instagram reel, you know? She's funny. She's so funny. I want to participate in her hobbies, so I bought her one of those bird feeders that have a camera on it. You know, like so she can watch bird TV all day long. Best $400 I've ever spent in my entire life because she watches bird TV all day and stops talking to me, right? Now, when I'm by myself and I'm home alone, I don't wear my hearing aids. I don't have to, right? Like I just turn the TV up as loud as I want. Nobody's there to tell me what to do. I'm the king of my own castle, so I just put it up on 33, right? So I'm home alone one day and I can hear a siren going off. I'm like, what the hell is that noise, right? And so I hear some muffled yelling, but I can't find where this noise is coming from. So I'm like running around the house, I'm checking all the fire alarms, I run outside, I'm looking for the neighbors, and this noise is going off, I can't find it anywhere. Come to find out, my wife works 35 miles away from where we live. And she was in her office watching bird TV on her phone, and there was a squirrel on the bird feeder eating the mealworms, and those are for the bluebirds, and that made her angry. So she was sending a siren signal 45 minutes away and yelling at a fucking squirrel in Melrose to Hazel. I'm running around the house like, because she's unlocked the PTSD in me, right? Like somebody's gonna call for help and I'm not gonna be there to help them. I'm like, have you lost your damn mind? I'm like, is this why doctors are always running like 15 minutes behind because they're in their office watching bird TV all day? She's so crazy. I was thinking, before I get out of here, I was thinking about this recently. I feel like I want another pandemic. Does anybody want another pandemic? Like, I feel like we could use like...
Absolutely not.
No, hear me out, like a part-time pandemic.
No.
Like, yes. For the sake of the next 10 minutes of this joke, yes, we do. Hear me out. Like, I want like a part-time pandemic. Like, just enough to like reset the nervous system of the country a little bit. Like, I still want to do this, but I don't want traffic anymore, right? Like, the traffic has gotten crazy, and it's a lot more aggressive than I think it's ever been in the last few years. Like, now, like, you're taking your life and you, like, the breakdown lane's the new fast lane, right? Yeah, all right. This is what I was thinking, like, we could set, like, the country, like, could set our nervous system a little bit, right? Like, we could go back to making sourdough bread, right? Little tiny masks for the chickens so that we can afford eggs, right? Like, that's what I was thinking. And I just want to bring the arrows back at the grocery store. How about that? Can we do that? That's one of the big things that I miss with the pandemic. I miss the arrows at the grocery store. Because I always said the arrows at the grocery store should be like one way up and one way down, right? And no U-turns either. I don't give a shit if you forgot something. You finish the aisle, you go back down, go back up, and back, right? Because I don't know what happens when we get to the grocery store. We're a bunch of Neanderthals, you know? Like, everything I need to know about a person, I can tell at the grocery store. Like, I can tell everything I need to know about a person at the grocery store. I can tell if you're courteous and thoughtful, like, are you aware of your surroundings? I can tell how you drive out in the road by how you drive a cart in the grocery store, right? Like, if you get to the end of the aisle, do you go look both ways? Or do you just go right through? Because if you just go right through, then I know you go four-way stop signs all the time. When you get to the checkout, are you ready to pay? Like, do you have your wallet ready to go? Or are you completely fucking shocked that this is gonna happen, right? And you're holding everybody up. It's like 50 deep the day before Thanksgiving. You're like, oh my goodness, I gotta pay. Where's my debit card? And this is my nail in the coffin. I know how I feel about you is if you put your cart back in the carriage corral. If you're a good person if you put it back. If you don't, I hate you forever. Like, I wish horrible things on you if you don't put your cart back. Because you just spent 45 minutes pushing that thing around. You don't have another 10 feet in you to put it away, you know? So, like, if you don't put your cart away, this is like the voodoo hex I put on you. I want every time you get an iced coffee, the lid's not on and it spills in your lap. That's what I want. Right? Iced coffee, not hot coffee, because I'm not a jerk. I don't want you to get hurt and burn yourself. I just want you to be inconvenienced the rest of the day. My wife came to the show tonight, and she doesn't come to a lot of shows, right? I know, she's so sweet. She came to one a couple weekends ago, and she heard me doing some jokes about her that you guys heard tonight that she hadn't heard yet, right? So we're driving home, and she is just bitching at me left and right. She's like, I can't believe you tell all our business on stage. Why do you have to tell the audience everything? Can't you keep any information private? I said, well, honey, maybe you should have signed a HIPAA instead of a prenup, but maybe we can have this conversation. You guys have been so much fun. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
ABC for a great job. One more hand for her, everybody. ABC, thank you so much. All right, everybody, let's keep our hands together for Julie Nolan, everybody.
I just think it's appropriate that we all have a moment of silence for the Continental closing. It's gone, I think. It's gone. You know, oh, Eileen O'Connell has never been to the Continental. You haven't lived. And the thing about the Continental that I just get the biggest kick out of is, first of all, my son Frankie, that's his favorite restaurant. Now, like ABT, he doesn't like to eat anything. He's got like 4 things on his list. But he thinks they're so nice. Because you know when you go to the Continental, you get the bean dip, you get the popovers, you get all this. He's like, Mom, they're so nice. But the thing that I love the most about the Continental is the waitstaff. They're a little salty. Yeah, they've been there forever. And we used to go for Frankie's birthday every year, even though he ate nothing. But whatever. And I remember the waitress that we had the year before, because it's like 12 of them. They've been there, like I said, forever. And I said to her, I recognize you, I think you waited on us last year. And I said, what was your name again? And she goes, Mary, like the Blessed Mother. I was like, but that accent, the Boston accent, is just, here's the thing about it. You don't try. People that try to do the Boston accent always mess it up. Because it's an attitude with the sound. Because we don't care. Whatever. Like it's like we're so lazy that we can't get to that R. It's just what you're saying is so not interesting to me. Whatever. I picture Bill Burr as being a perfect member of the staff at the Continental. Right? Can't you see it? What? Guys made millions of dollars off this. What? Get out of here. I picture someone wanting to have like an olive in their martini. You know, excuse me, can I have a... And he's the bartender, and he's like, you want what? You want garnish? No, we don't do garnish here. Go to Encore. But it's, you know, because I don't know if you guys have ever watched 30 Rock, but Julianne Moore tries to do the Boston accent, and it makes me so crazy, because it's so... See, if you're from New York or New Jersey, you're going forward with your mouth. You're like, you got coffee. You know what I mean? You're angry. Look, we don't care, and you like... So it's a different situation, and so she, to me, sounded more like she was from New Jersey. I don't know. But anyway, so I do have 2 children, as ABT likes to say, with the tism. One time, my fake eyelashes were on the kitchen table. And he said to me, fake hair and fake eyelashes, Mom? If that's your real name. This is how he introduces me. You know, we bumped into a teacher in Target a couple of years ago. He says, this is my mom. She's not a real blonde. She's in her 70s. Oh, well into her 70s, excuse me, to be clear. And she drinks Pinot Grigio religiously. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, he's got me, you know? But it's just so awkward. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Unbelievable. So my other son, Danny, when he was young, when he would be mad at me, he would say, I'm going to the 100 Acre Woods. Like that was his F you. Like, F you, Mom. I'm going to the 100 Acre Woods. And I thought to myself, what do they have that we don't, that I don't have, you know? And then it occurred to me, they don't wear clothes. My children did not keep their pants on for years. It was a constant discussion. Pull up your pants, put your pants on, get your hands out of your pants. We had a magnet on our fridge that says, home is where the pants aren't. It was always one of my kids. Like we were at the Saugus pool years ago, and I hear the lifeguard going, with the boy in the orange bathing suit, please put it back on. I'm not even, like my back's to the pool, and I know it's always my kids, always my kids. So I decided to dress them exactly the same every day. So that when, not if, but when I would lose one of them, it was easier. Because people would say, oh, what does he look like? He looks like this. Exactly. So back to the Saugus pool. So I was at Target and I had what they called the code yellow. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, I know that I have special needs children, but I know that people do lose their kids, right? Right? Please tell me. Please tell me someone's lost a kid. So I'm at the pool and I'm all like almost confident because I'm like, this isn't under the special needs umbrella, this is just life. And I sit down and I go, yeah, I had a code yellow with Frankie. Every mother sitting there goes, a what? A what now? What's that? I'm like, oh, come on. He was in the lingerie department. They said, Mrs. Nolan, would you like to know where he was? I was like, no. No, I don't. Yeah, he was in the lingerie. Okay, fantastic. I grew up here in Melrose, and I actually have some high school friends here. Class of '84. Should have said '94, sorry ladies. Would have given you an extra 10. But what's great is Paula O'Brien and I went to St. Mary's together. Now, back in the day, junior high in Melrose was 7th, 8th, and 9th. And we went to St. Mary's till 8th grade. So now we're like we're the St. Mary's Fairies going to middle school. And, not middle school, junior high, whatever they call it. And thank God Paula lived and was like best friends with Brenda. Because we did all right. Because we were like, we didn't know anybody. You took us under our wing. Or your wing. Somebody's wing. I don't know. Like so many, I grew up Catholic. The 6th child. So there's not a lot of pictures of me. Sometimes my father would forget one of us. Like one time we came home and my mother was like counting. She's like, Jimmy! He's like, I'll be right back. So it was chaos, and we, like so many families, it was the whole weekend was wrapped around what Mass you'd go to. It was very important. And my father would have his lunch and have a couple of Carling Black Labels, just to sort of lull himself to a little nap with candlepin bowling. Now, why this wasn't discussed at the lunch table is beyond me, but he's upstairs trying to take a nap, and my mother's like, Jimmy, are we going to the 4 or the 7:30? The 4, like that, right? And for some reason, my parents, they were so happy that there was a 4. They didn't have that grown up, so we always went to the 4. They were thrilled, I was not. I would have one bite of my sandwich and my mother would be like, don't get dirty, we're going to the 4. And so I go up Phillips Road and we're all like they're all playing kickball or something stupid. And I just sit on the sides, on the curb. And they're like, Julie, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm sitting and watching. Why? Because I can't get dirty. Why? Because I'm going to the 4. The 4 is about 3.5 hours from now, Julie. Like, I know Mensa. I mean, come on. I swear, a lot of my anxiety and some of my booze issues comes from being Catholic. I mean, a child this high shouldn't have to scream, crucified. It's just not normal. I had a nun come up to me and go, do you realize that nail goes all the way through his hand? I go, do you realize I'm 8? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so my mother was very, well, both parents, but my mother was very strict with the Lent. And that, again, I'm like, oh, the anxiety. So we were one of those families that you had to be quiet, from noon to 3. And one year she was like, I'm hipping happening. I'm putting on Jesus Christ Superstar. I remember being like, can we go back to being quiet, please? Oops. Just making sure you're paying attention. Let me tell you a little bit about my mother. Fierce. The woman was fierce. She, every morning we had milk, orange juice, and prune juice. Okay? Picture it. Now, why we didn't all throw up every freaking day is beyond me. Because it was literally like she'd stand there, like, come on, get it. Because you weren't gonna miss a bowel movement on her watch. Okay? That's all I'm saying. She was on top of it. I was in college, I came home and I was telling her, like stupid stuff you do when you're in college. I'm like, oh, the boys and parties and all this stuff. And she goes, and how's the plumbing? Like, for God's sakes. So here are some examples of her being fierce. My sister and I we were sulking. And she was like the fix-it. She was going to fix it. She didn't have any knowledge in what you were upset about. Let's be clear. She was just going to mop this right up. So she says, girls, what's wrong? So we go, we didn't get on the bus. We weren't invited to be part of the bus. St. Mary's had a bus for like 4 weeks. And my mother goes, oh, what does that pass look like? And we're kind of thinking, ugh. Because she was a bit of a coffeeaholic. She didn't drink cups, she drank pots. She's on her second pot by this time, guys. We're not even at school yet. So anyway, we tell her the bus pass is actually a pin, a yellow pin that says school bus. So she runs upstairs, comes down, she has her poster boards, she makes 2 circles, she colors them yellow, she gets the Sharpie out, she puts school bus, has the glue and the safety pins, and she sticks those on our sweaters and send us to the bus stop. So we're walking over and I'm with my sister Gail, who's the smart one. Like, there's 6 of us, but like seriously, she's the one to like lean on when you're being like doing illegal things like unauthorized bus passes. You want her on your side. You want her in the corner. So we're walking over and my sister says, listen, don't stand right next to me. Okay, let's not spotlight this, interaction. So I do. We put a couple of real people in between us, legitimate bus travelers. And so we get on, and we're like, this is fantastic. So we get the ride, and we go, we go to school. It rains at recess. No longer saying school bus gang. It's kind of looking like a globe, like it's all like runny. And we go to the bus, we're like, let's give it a whirl. Bus driver goes, yeah, no. Oh, and I was being kind this morning. I caught those. You didn't pull it over me, because then we're like, ugh. Another time, when my son Frankie was doing OT, it was recommended that he, not a weighted blanket AT, but a weighted vest. Okay? Whoops, hello. And I said to my mother, oh, they're recommending a weighted vest to calm him down, calm his central nervous system down. Again, and I allow this. She goes down to the basement, she gets a wool vest that was my brother's from like the late 60s. And she finds these little weights. I don't know how much weight. Nobody knows. She just gets some duct tape and sticks them in the vest, throws it on Frankie. Again, I allow this. And we went to a family party and he did well. And I said, oh, look at that. I can't wait to go to OTA and tell them how well the weighted vest, you're throwing me up there. The weighted vest did. And so I get there and I said, listen, we did the weighted vest. Really looked like it helped Frankie. And she goes, really? Because I didn't even give you like the websites and the way to order it. I'm like, mm-hmm. And she's like, and you did the 10 minutes on and 10 minutes off. What? What now? I was like, no, actually, he's still wearing it. He's been wearing it since Saturday. Over his pajamas. With his school clothes, whatever. Didn't match, but, yeah, so, it's just stuff like that. She just would go off and do her thing. My father was a piece of work, too. Oh, boy. Buckle up. Right, Karen? Buckle up. The Driscolls are bananas. Let's face it. They just don't operate like normal people do. And you don't know that until you get older and you look back and you go, huh. Like my grandmother who just never left the couch. Like, I thought that was normal. She had 10 children, and then she got this cute little apartment in Melrose, and she went from the couch to a chaise lounge and we just thought that was what grandmothering was. People are like, oh, I bet your grandmother did that. I go, my grandmother? I don't think so. But anyway, so my father being, the father of 6 children, he's going to be frugal, let's put it that way. And he loved the beach. He loved Good Harbor Beach, my God. And he would have to, as he put it, beat the guy. There was a guy that would collect $5 for parking. And he was not going to pay that $5. Let me tell you something. He'd have the car in the ready, set, go position, which is so funny because we were leaving at the crack of ass. It was dark out. So how much time are you saving with that ready, set, go position? Which I always got a kick out of. Anyway, so he'd wake us all up, misorganize my mother, cool cover up, warm cover up, all this stuff we had to pack. And we'd get there, and one time it was so dark that he backed into a pole. He backed into a pole with no other cars in sight. Okay, think about that. And my brother Jack and I were the ones that were always kind of snarky, saying something. And my brother Jack's looking at me in the back seat going, don't even try it, because this is not pretty. Not pretty at all. But one of the funniest things that happened with the beach, speaking of 8 people in a family and you can't keep up with them all. We're leaving the beach. So we would get to the beach really, really early, and then we would leave really early, maybe 2:30. And we were leaving one day. I was sitting in the front seat with my brother. My mother used to sit in the back. They always did that. They never sat together because they were always afraid of an accident or whatever. Or something. They were so thoughtful like that. Whatever. But anyway, I looked in the rearview mirror, and I see what looks like what was her name, the runner? Flo. Thank you. I see this woman running like a lunatic in her white terry cloth, like, cover up. And I'm like, Dad? He's like, not right now, Julie, not right now. I gotta concentrate. I'm like, Dad. He's like, what? You left Mom. That professional runner behind the car is your wife. Oh my God, was it chilly. What a chilly ride home. And you know what's funny is now that I'm married and older, to hell with that. I'd let Frank go. I'd be like, I'm going to get an ice cream. I'll let that idiot figure it out when he gets back to Melrose. Oh my goodness. So I went to Merrimack College. Did I already mention that? Oh, we've got another little connection here. Nick, our GJ, who's fantastic, by the way, and Katie, the bartender, we love her too. So Nick's mother, Lisa, and I went to Merrimack together. We were Facebook friends, and when I needed a DJ, I put it on Facebook, and then I got hooked up with Nick, but I haven't seen Lisa since 1988. And she looks the same, that bitch. Seriously, Lisa. Come on. So when people go to college now, they tend to really go crazy with initials, and everything's match and match, and it's like, do you want the kids to go to class, or are they just gonna sleep all day? Like my grandmother, you gonna sleep all day? But anyway, what happened to me as the sixth child was, I was in the kitchen or something, and I hear my father go, so we drop her off today at 4, right? I go, wait, who are you dropping off at 4? You. What, I'm going to Merrimack today? Yes, you are. They couldn't have been happier. They were gonna be empty nesters for the first time. So my mother goes into the closet and she gets a trash bag and she just snaps it open like that, right? I said, I hope that is for something not involved with me, and you're actually gonna grab your purse and take me to Caldor to get stuff for school. And she goes, oh, no need, walk with me, Julie. So we're walking around the house, and she's like, listen, your sister Colleen just went to the dentist. Grab that brush and floss, throw it in. I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. Then I go to my brother's room. My brother Jeff had just moved out. There's a god-awful brown comforter. And she goes, grab that. I go, he didn't even want it. Like, what is happening? Then, what is it, Menin Speed Stick? Is that right? I go, Mom, this is for Dad. She says, oh, it's all the same. It's all the same, throw it in there. So, anyway, so then she convinces me to have 3 weeks worth of clothes, because I'm close enough to come home and do laundry or whatever. And she managed to have me go to college with 1 trash bag. 3 weeks worth of clothes, Menin Speed Stick, my sister's new toothbrush that she'll never have again. I mean, so I get to Merrimack, and my parents, drop me off like Starsky and Hutch. They just, hit the gas. They're like, Julie, we'll call you on Friday. I'm like, yeah, okay, see you later. Meanwhile, all these other kids have, trunks. You know what I mean? They have, and I'm just like, whoop. Oh, boy. But those were fun days, weren't they, Lisa? Oh, yeah. I love turning 21, because I'm a January baby, so I turned 21, and I was talking to my friends, and then they're like, I'm like, oh, what are you gonna do tonight? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. We're going to the pub. See you later. So, okay, Amy was talking about the pandemic, okay? And I think everybody had some sort of crazy moment, right? Where you just do something and you go, what am I doing? Fran Nolan had that. Fran Nolan works from home since the pandemic. I know, look at the joy. Pick up the joy. He goes in 1 day a week and it's different every week. Great. Anywho, Ooh, Fran. So, my moment in the pandemic, which wasn't really that big, but it was weird, was I had a Pyrex with chicken, and I must have been thinking about something else, and I was trying to put it in a drawer instead of the oven. I was like, I need some help, something's going on. Fran's moment, okay, so he, working in the dining room, is doing all these Zooms and stuff, and our dining room had been, needed updating. So Fran says to me, Julie, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Thursday and Friday and Monday off. What is that, 5 days, 4 days? To do a whole room? You crazy? Anyway, I've learned to just yes him. Yeah, that sounds great. So he was gonna tear all down to the studs in the dining room. Okay, he had ordered all the stuff from Lowe's, so that was coming. Now, I think it's important that you know that he took woodworking in 5th grade. Yeah, no, he's trained. He's well trained for this project. So I decide to get the hell out of Dodge. And I take the kids, and I go to my aunt's house, and the whole way I'm like white knuckling going, who do I know? Who am I calling? Because this is gonna go south. And by Sunday he had thrown in the towel. He said, he blamed it on the house. He's like, no, you know what it is? It's an old house. Is that what it is, Fran? It's not the lack of knowledge. I can't tell you the teams of people that came to finish that dining room. Like 30. Like they were outside making specific pieces of wood, like 4 people painting. I'm like, you thought you were gonna do this in a long weekend? What's wrong with you? But truthfully, we've been married for 27 years. 27 years? Something like that. But what I've realized, and I gotta watch it, but what I've realized that really helps me is I don't really engage. Like he'll say to me, whatever, I'm thinking of doing this, and I think that's great. I think that is tremendous. He could be saying, I'm gonna go kill the family across the street. I'd be like, listen, you have a good time. You know what? You be you. My favorite, and if you're newly married or new in a relationship, you're gonna thank me. Because when you're on a highway and your husband is barreling by the actual exit he's supposed to take, you say absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Usually it's something on his side anyway. Who cares? And then he'll go a couple more, a couple of miles, and he'll go, oh, you know what? I think I was supposed to go back there. You're kidding. Best way, just don't engage. Don't engage. One time Fran was telling me, don't throw that out unless you put it in a bag first. And while he was saying it, I just put it in the trash. I'm not listening. I'm not engaging. Okay? I think it's healthy for us to just keep it this way. Oh my goodness gracious. So let's see. We talked about Merrimack. Well, I didn't share that. I'm not proud of this, but I kissed every boy on campus. Oh yeah. Maybe some faculty, no clergy. No clergy. I draw a line. I do have some, parameters, but definitely Mumbles the security guard. Oh. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. He was cute. Wasn't he cute? I don't really remember, but it's a little hazy. It's all a little hazy. There's something else I was going to tell you. What was I going to say? Come on, people. What was it? Kissing everybody. not the clergy. Oh, I know. But I'm actually going to skip over to another story because the person who is part of this story is here tonight. Elaine Breen is here. She's in the house. Okay, so I work part-time for Elaine. And it's so funny because I needed tutoring for accounting, like all through college. And now I'm working for an accountant, and the first thing I said to her was like, I'm not good at this. And she's like, you don't have to be, it's just like data entry or whatever. And I actually saw my tutor that tutored me in college at a wake about a month ago. And I said, you're never gonna believe what I'm doing. And she says, yeah, you never really got it. You never really understood that.
Great job, Julie.
Thank you, Lenny. It's just memorization. I can do that. Anyway, so usually I work for her during the tax season, but she had more work, and she brought me in, I think, in October. And I was so excited. Now, mind you, I've known these, oh, I'm getting this story for this, okay, I know where I'm going now. Mind you, I've known these ladies, this group of ladies, since our kids were like 3. So it's been a good 20-something years. So it's not like I haven't been to Elaine's house, but I was so excited to like go to my job and everything. So I pull up and I hit the brakes, and I walk right in, which is okay, because that's what Elaine says, walk right in. First I say, I never noticed that door before. I'll have to tell Elaine how much I like that door. So that's the first clue. Then I'm like, did she get a new car? Because I didn't know she had a Jeep. And then it really kicks in when I think to myself, why does she have a track, like, sticker? Her son skis. Like, not for 1 second am I, like, thinking about my involvement in this situation. So I go in and these 2 dogs come at me. And I'm like, Elaine hired someone and let them bring their dogs? Like, what the hell? And it's like not for 1 second. You're in the wrong house, Donnie. You're in the wrong house. And I go, hi, like with confident moves, no. I'm like, hi, I'm Julie, like, I'm all like, yeah, hi, well, who are you? Like, what the hell is this? And he goes, I go, so did Elaine hire you? Like, with this face, like, and you bring your dogs everywhere? What the fuck? And then he goes, I said, oh, something about Elaine, and he goes, oh, you mean Elaine who lives there? I was like, oh, yeah. That was awkward. But anyway, these lovelies here, I'm sorry that Kathy's not here because so Kathy's daughter got married, and, you know, we all have special needs children. We've been just like a sorority for all these years. And so Kathy says to us so nicely, last summer, she said, listen, I'm with the numbers. I'm not going to be able to invite you guys with your spouses. And we're like, say it again. Please, God, say it again. And she goes, I'm really sorry. And we're like, is she kidding? It's like the best thing I've ever heard. So we get like a suite, and we're like bananas. We're just like people were so jealous. They were like, how do you get to go to a wedding with a group of ladies? I'm like, well, you know, it's how it works. So this is the part that kills me, and Noreen is here tonight, and she can vouch for me, because I am not always the brightest person. Like the house, like nothing. Maybe a little tism, Amy, I don't know, it's possible. So we have this whole weekend, because you have to stay 2 nights. Oh. In Newburyport. Newport. See what I mean? Not all there. So we have a blast, and it's the day of the wedding,
and we go to brunch, and I don't know why I feel a need to say this, but I was sober. I feel like that's always teetering in the back of my stories. People are like, really?
It was early.
Oh, yes. It was early. We had brunch, right? Yeah. So we had time to go and look at the mansions. You know, we drove. Oh God, this is painful because I really, you know, Noreen. So, so we go by this mansion and it has lifelike elephants. Lifelike. Like so lifelike that I thought they were real. Like who has real elephants in their front lawn? Nobody. But there I am talking away at a Victorian Fair meeting, and I'm like, they had elephants. They had real elephants, and Noreen's at the same table going like this. What are you talking about? Those are made out of wood. I go, yeah, but I thought I saw one move. I really did. And another guy at the table goes, yeah, that's just leftover suds from the night before. That's what that is. Oh my goodness. So yeah, see if you can get to a wedding without the spouse. I'm telling you, it's a good time. So what else is going on? Anything? Anybody getting married? Anybody having a baby? Anything? Who?
Me.
You? I can't see it because I'm blind.
David's sister.
Oh, nice. Danielle?
Yes.
Ah. And when are you due?
March 20th, 2026. I'm getting married.
Oh, you're getting married. So I was like, wait a minute. Again, I'm not accountable, but that didn't happen the way I hoped it would. She's gonna have a baby in March 2026. That's some serious plan. No, you're getting married. I know. I'm kidding.
You're talking about spouses. That's very loud.
Well, that's fun. All right, so remember, don't engage. Start now. Oh, wait, is he here? Oh, crap. I didn't realize you were there. Sorry. Ah, God, that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, so just trying to think. I'm trying to think if there's something else I really want to share with you. Oh, a couple of things. Carolyn Levitt, is that her name? The White House secretary, whatever? I swear to God, if she doesn't blink and she just keeps her face, she looks exactly like my doll when I was 5. She looks like Philomena. It's crazy. Her husband's 60. That's not good planning. I'll tell you why. She's 27. In 10 years, she's going to want to go out with other ladies, you know, martinis or what have you. They'll be getting babysitters. She'll be getting a nurse. I did have some jokes about Bill Belichick, and I was like, oh, he beat me to it. But those were good. Those were good. I'll just add to that just so you know, a very reliable news source, TMZ. Listen, has made it clear that this is a real relationship with granddaddy-daughter Jordan, daughter issues, granddaddy-daughter issues, and Bill. And it was followed up with, yeah, she takes really good care of him. Yeah, okay, all right, TMZ. But anyway, well listen, I'm so glad you guys all came out tonight. We have a couple more shows. We got one in March and we got one in April. And just so you know, you're having cocktails for a cause. Because a portion of tonight's show is going to go to Melrose Kind. And the person who runs that is right here, Stephanie Nelson. And look it up, Google it. But the way it works is we have a bunch of porches here in Melrose, and there's a map. And so, you know, it seems like it's like every month you have a different thing. It may be socks, it may be diapers, and people just anonymously leave them on these porches, and it's been amazing. And it's been around for about, 7 years? Yeah.
So, anyway, again, thank you so much, safe travels. I hope you have fun. I think I'm just gonna stand here.